This episode of the Plant-Based Podcast is brought to you by our friends at Natural Grower. Visit naturalgrower.co.uk to nurture your soil and boost your plants and veg.
Michael, I'm really sorry that you can't sit down in my shed.
I know. You need to give it a bit of a tidy up. I think this needs a bit more of a formal intro, by the way. Should we attempt to record a jingle now?
Yeah, let's. Are you ready? I'm Ellen Mary and this is Michael Perry.
Not a rap! A jingle. Okay, well, I'm going to do a formal intro because, as you know, Ellen, I'm great at talking on my feet. So, every so often, in between episodes of the Plant-Based Podcast, we're going to have a bit of an interactive episode, and that's where we look at the news, kind of things that have come up, a lot of your comments relating to the episode that's just gone out, a bit of kind of intel about what's coming up for us in the next week, and generally a kind of extra helping of gossip, and hopefully no side dish of judgment.
Not this time, although I feel a little bit like you've just judged my shed, so, you know.
But you know what? When I had a shed, like, I remember the shed at my parents' house when I was a kid, it was always like this. Why are sheds impossible to keep tidy?
This will be tidy by early summer.
But still, it won't last long.
When we moved, I had to shove a load of garden stuff in here, so there's really not a great deal of room, but it will be better. So I have plans for my
great,
shed.
though.
I'm having a glitter ball.
Yeah?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh.
Have you noticed that the scarecrows have got Monstera lights?
Oh, yeah, because they're not creepy.
That's Willie and Winnie.
Really?
They guard the allotment, and then there's Charles Dowding. That's his calendar. So whenever I come to the allotment, I say, "Hi, Charles."
Is your shed just a name-dropping exercise?
No, this is my
Gardena
shed.
tool.
There's Gardena tools. I didn't go to the Gardena event, but I've still got Gardena tools.
Sorry, we're a bit creaky, aren't we?
Michael's possibly going to actually knock the shed down. Anyway, thanks for coming to the allotment.
Oh, no worries, darling.
It's lovely to see the blossoms and lots of hyacinths out.
Yeah, definitely. And you've got
listen
some
to
on
the
your
birds.
allotment. There's some wild ones as well.
Yeah.
I saw some naughty Spanish bluebells, so on the way back I'm going to stamp on those.
Oh.
Yeah.
Probably don't stamp on them, but first bluebells I've seen this year, actually. Those ones on the plot. So
I thought we were really flash. We came in the taxi today, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
It's a taxi to an allotment. Only celebs.
all those whose car is in for service.
Oh dear. Because we've been living together this week, haven't we, Melon?
We have, yeah.
We're love.
It's an unforgettable experience.
I think it's quite good.
Oh, I'm joking. Oh, you actually looked really sad then.
But I tried to play a trick on Ellen last night. I went to the opening of the season for Gardena, which was a lovely event in Charing Cross, and they gave me this goodie pack, and it had like a bulb planter and a trowel and also a colander. I feel like it was a kitchen colander rather than a soil sieve.
It's a kitchen. It looks like a kitchen colander to me. Yeah.
But anyway, when I came in at 1 a.m, I put it outside Ellen's bedroom door, hoping, in the knowledge that she does go to the lavvy in the night, sorry about that personal info, I wanted her to trip over it, but alas, she did not.
You didn't place it in my path. So we did actually mention this morning.
I didn't want to be too cruel.
The apartment is pitch black, isn't it?
Yeah.
At night time is absolute. There's no light whatsoever. Pitch black. And I've learned, because obviously when I get up in the night, I sometimes don't even bother putting my glasses on. I can't see a thing because you can't see anywhere. So I've learned my path to the bathroom. Like I literally know where to step to get there. Had you put the colander like in the middle of the living area,
should have rearranged the furniture.
That's what I would have tripped over. But thank you for bringing the goodies back for me. They'll be put to very good use.
And I've been on a partial health kick during the week, just eating plates of vegetables.
Yeah,
so it's been all go.
I have not. I've basically been eating out mostly, and I had an amazing
Ellen ate out 3 times yesterday. It was like Christmas Day.
I'm going back to America tomorrow just to detox.
Oh, shit, it's so creaky, Jesus.
I know. Well, how about you don't keep leaning on it?
Okay.
This is. I have to just tell you that the best quote of the week is Michael and I have banter constantly. He's probably going to forget that he said this, and But it's been brilliant. Like, it's been very relaxed living, hasn't it? It's been ace. And Michael said to me in the week, "You're just like the sister I never wanted."
That's cute.
That's how the week has been. I tell you what, I have noticed, because I've been round and about in Norwich mainly and doing a lot of admin work from home and stuff, some amazing things going on social media at the moment. And one thing we have to give a shout out to is Lee Connolly, Skinny Jean Gardener. He's been doing his schools tour.
Super cool.
With,
He's such
Marks
a
and
great
Spencer's.
fit for that.
Oh my God, it's amazing. And just seeing the photographs with all of the kids, absolutely loving it.
So cool.
So he's got, I think the goal was 10,000 children in a week or something. That's a lot of kids to inspire to get gardening or growing something, you know.
If only we'd had that when we were at school. Like, I remember somehow I got involved with the school garden, but it was a shameful thing to do. You know, you certainly didn't tell your friends that you were working in the school garden, you know. But yeah, it's really...
Now it's just...
It's really normalised.
Yeah.
Really normalised, which is amazing.
We have these future generations that will be the next caretakers of the planet, you know?
Totally.
So it's really cool to inspire them. So that's been really ace, seeing all that going on.
Yes. We're really happy with the podcast. Obviously, it's the third series as well.
I know, crazy.
With our sponsor, Natural Grow. We're about to do a little photo shoot with some aprons, aren't we?
Yeah, and they are so cool.
Yeah, they're really, really
them.
stylish. So we talked to Liz Earle in the first episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. She was so warm and lovely.
She was.
We had such an interesting chat, and we probably could have chatted for even a few more hours and kind of loads of discussion points and such. And you guys have been comments as well. You've loved them, and I'm still near a creaking shed.
You can't help but lean on it.
But one of the real takeaways from it was like fermented products.
Yeah.
You know, and she talked about the 5Ks, which are, can you remember Ellen Mary?
No.
Oh. Kefir, which is like a fermented milk.
Which is why I forgot that one.
Kraut, which is like sauerkraut, things like that, which you can eat.
Yeah.
Kamut, which is like the, the bacteria in sourdough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kimchi.
Kimchi.
Which is obviously preserved Chinese cabbage.
Yeah.
What's the last five?
Last one
kombucha,
was kombucha,
which is a fermented tea,
yeah.
which is really beautiful. So a few comments I asked on social media during the week: have you tried kefir and do you like it? Because it's kind of one of those things that, like, my partner's Polish and they've used this for many, many years. It's very normal to have kefir and some other weird forms of fermented milk that are lumpy as well.
Yeah.
But kefir is pretty cool. But you're starting to see it getting into like M&S and kind of becoming mainstream. But they're often anglicised, so there's more sugar, they're a bit more creamy.
Right,
but when you get the real McCoy, it's kind of almost a bit of like fizzy yogurt. It's really sexy.
Oh, that sounds like gone off yogurt.
I've always loved weird foods.
I guess I wouldn't have really recognised it because, you know, I can't eat it because it's dairy, you know, so I don't really know anything about it.
Well, we found out a lot more about it this week through your comments, and we found out, Ella Mary, there's a non-dairy version as well.
Cool.
So bear with us as we have a little read through. Do you want to read some?
Chris Young says he loves it.
Yes. Plant Surge, who are the guys doing the water magnetizer, said kefir is one of the oldest known natural probiotic drinks. It's useful after antibiotic treatment. It helps populate healthy gut flora, which supports your immune system.
So you know you buy those little pots of probiotics?
Yeah, what's called Yakult and such.
And all of those. And Actimel. Obviously, I don't have them, but is that similar? Is that the same kind of thing? Because that's probiotic,
but this seems
promote healthy bacteria.
Much more kind of original and pure, you know.
Who have we got next? Henry Gordon Smith. Tastes gross, but Mum says it's good for the tummy.
This guy he's the Agritect. He's actually in Czech Republic, so they've been using it there for years as well. Halo to Something says great as a drink and also for baking, which then piqued my interest with a QUE, and I asked him more. How do you bake with it? So I'm just relying on your Wi-Fi in the what's it?
Sorry.
All types of pancakes, sweet and sour pies, marinades for meat, etc. So that's quite interesting. What else we got? Oh, this is my friend Sal. He loves the stuff. He has it every morning with live yogurt and oats.
So he has
yogurt
with yogurt because it's yogurt. So you're having yogurt and oats. That sounds
screwy,
like
isn't it?
breakfast from hell to me.
This guy, Klaus Forder, says kefir is wonderfully tart and effervescent. So that's where that fizziness comes in. But he then recommended water kefir. So here we go, Ellen.
So this is...
Do you fancy making that?
Tibicus?
Looks
So
a bit...
fermented water kefir with grains on the bottom and a floating piece of grapefruit peel. Okay.
A traditional
So
fermented
water
drink
kefir.
made with water and a symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeasts.
Okay. It's sometimes consumed as an alternative to the milk-based probiotic drinks.
There you go.
Ah.
See, all is not lost. There's always an option.
Hooray, there is always an
Yeah.
option. I'm going to look that one up.
Uh-huh.
Healthy gut bacteria.
So lots
Here
more
we go.
feedback from the episode this week, but also we, around the launch of the episode, we dropped our own filter, didn't we?
We did. How cool was that?
Sorry, I always
Wait,
want to be northern on these episodes.
Why?
I don't know.
Why northern? Do it again. Talk about the filter in a northern accent. Can't do it now.
Oh, no, I can't. Right, go on then.
We had good fun with it, didn't we?
Yeah. And so did some followers.
So they did. Garden Myself saying she is one of our top fans. Love
Yeah.
her to bits. So she's been using the filter. CJ Grows was using the filter. The Cornish smallholder asked for how to find the filter.
Uh-huh.
So if you don't know how to find a filter, that's a good point, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it shows up in a few different ways. Like, if we've used the filter
Yeah.
in a story, then you'll often have a try it button at the bottom. But also, you should... It doesn't show up for everyone because, like, Instagram's a bit weird.
I think maybe it depends on what version you're on, if you've updated the
Yeah,
app and
because
stuff.
sometimes it shows when you go to a profile, you know, you've got the grid, you've got the IGTV, you've got the things you've tagged in those little icons.
Yeah.
When you've got a filter that belongs to a company, there's often then 4 icons, and one is the filters that are
Yeah.
available. So maybe we'll make some more in the future.
Yeah, because they're good fun. I like it.
Oh,
So what we got coming up? What's going on next?
something super cool this week, actually. We're kind of having a revival of some videos that we made a couple of years ago, aren't we, Ellen? And
We
that
so
kind
are.
of opened up a whole discussion about, like, the ideal TV program. But tell us about these videos first.
So it was 2 years ago, I think, we got together and produced the first live streamed online gardening show. And we done it in conjunction with City College Norwich. So the students produced it all, and it was amazingly good fun and a really good experience. And it was all filmed in Epic Studios. So it was super cool, like a proper TV set. And we presented like just a really good fun new kind of gardening show.
It was kind of like Top Gear.
It was
Ish.
like
Yeah.
Top Gear for gardening-ish in
Yeah.
that way. We done like top 10s, we done game show, we had guests on the show, we done like audience participated in trying some edible flowers, all sorts.
But with everything else that's been going on the last couple of years, we kind of forgot we'd done it.
Yeah,
And
kind
we've
of like
now-
moved on.
Yeah,
But-
and we've now revived those videos
Yeah.
to show you guys what it was all about.
Because they're really cool, so we've kind
Yeah.
of done snippets of it, and we're going to start releasing them so you guys can see it.
Absolutely.
Which is
So
super good
yeah,
fun.
we'll do those every night through the week. I'm not sure how many videos there are. It'll probably take us into the weekend as
But
well.
yeah, there'll be a few videos because the show was just under an hour.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, it's not all. The whole show isn't within the videos. But you'll see kind of snippets and stuff, and it'll be really good fun. So, really looking forward to feedback. Let us
Yeah.
know what you think about it.
There was a bit about edible flowers. There's a video we did about store cupboard secrets. There was also a quiz. We
There
did a
was
quiz
also
as well.
an incredibly rude interview that one of the
Oh, yeah, I
guys,
forgot about that one.
one of the students interviewed Michael, and it was schoolboy humour, but even I giggled.
Yeah, it was easy to keep a straight face though. Got a good poker face.
You did do a good poker face. You answered them absolutely amazing. When I saw the cut, I was like, he is just going to laugh in a minute, or he's going to stumble because he's not going to be quite sure how to answer. But you came out with some brilliant answers. So,
But
So
we
there we
also did something with edible flowers. And do you remember we had the buzz buttons?
the buzz buttons, yeah,
And,
make your
like,
mouth.
I then had to cut to a break after that, and my mouth was giving up
couldn't talk.
halfway through the sentence. It was so weird.
I must just say, because we are in my allotment shed, behind us are some houses, and someone's rolling around their wheelie bin. So if you can hear a rumble in the background,
Wheelie bins are the scourge of society.
This is allotment life. But if I put the phone just outside the door, I think you might hear the bird
bird song.
Yeah.
Tweet, 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 tweet.
Not you.
Are you going to rap again?
Hang on. No, I'm not going to rap this time. Let's
Right.
see if you can hear the bird song. It's really beautiful. It's quite dull here, so they're not chirping quite as much, but you can hear it. It's lovely when I'm down here on my own. Are you going now, Michael?
No, come back in. We need to do one more bit.
Gosh, so bossy.
So we started talking about TV on our social media. So on my Facebook page, you guys gave a lot of comments when I asked, what do you feel is the ideal gardening show? Because a lot of people sometimes don't like what's already out there. We sometimes offer things that are a little bit fresh and different, but there's nothing better than real-time feedback. So we're going to read a few of those out now, just kind of scan down, get a few of your different viewpoints.
So the first one's Teresa Risby, who said, I'd like to know more about unusual veg that can be grown in this country. Many plants are grown here on allotments by people originally from other countries around the world. I'd love to learn how to access the seeds plants, how to cultivate them, and then how to prepare them, basically from seed to plate. That's actually really interesting. So on this plot where I am, there's a Caribbean allotment over here.
Heard about this.
Yeah, and they grow some amazing herbs and spices that you perhaps wouldn't think that we can grow here.
And ones that would be difficult to buy in a usual supermarket as well. Well, Jill Ragg has actually added to Teresa's comment and said, plus perennial veg that need less watering.
Have you seen that perennial broccoli? Sprouting broccoli. No. It's white. I think it's like kind of white broccoli, but it's perennial, yeah.
Oh.
How cool's that?
But you know what? Someone told me years ago, like runner beans, the plant is like technically a perennial.
Yeah.
So you could cut it down and just leave it to the year.
Yeah.
But nobody ever does that.
I've tried it.
Yeah. Did it work?
No, it didn't work.
Because it was weak the next year? Or?
Yeah, I mean, just nothing really grew back. But also, I was reading about that. Sorry, slightly off topic, but of interest. With the runner beans, we've always been told we should leave the roots in the ground. You know, cut them back and leave them because that fixes nitrogen. But actually, I was reading that science has sort of proven otherwise, because the beans actually take such a lot from the soil that they can never actually replenish it back as it was. So it's sort of pointless leaving them.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll leave that to you whether you leave your beans in or not.
Oh, Elaine Everton. She's talking about pots, repotting, getting the right sizes for plants, but very importantly, pests and how to get rid of them. Because when you watch programs like Gardener's World, they don't often talk about what goes wrong with gardening. And gardening, like, let's face it, is not always that easy.
No, it isn't.
A lot can go wrong.
A little bit more about the reality, perhaps, of gardening. Where am I at now here? I'd like to learn more about big structural plants. There's lots and lots about container gardening and shrubs, but not so much about the bigger ornamental trees and climbers that form the structure of the space before the smaller decorative plants are put in, and that's Jenny Harley.
I guess because we assume everyone's in a small garden, but actually sometimes people have moved into a house that has a big garden, they don't know how to handle it.
Yeah, that's right.
Jill Hallett says how to plant a garden from scratch, explaining why each plant is put where it is. Mark Trigger, the other end of the scale is small gardening, bowls for containers that give consecutive flowering.
Yeah, Richard Suggett, allotments are incredibly lacking on TV. I totally agree with that, definitely. Priscilla Gibbons, I love the big allotment challenge and all elements of it. What happened to that?
I think, to be honest, that was probably quite ahead of its time.
Yeah.
Because now we've got this big movement with, allotments and obviously indoor plants, fueled by social media.
Yeah.
But Big Allotment Challenge was kind of before all of that.
It was.
If they did it again now, I think it would have a great reaction.
Yeah, quite agree.
Bryony House says perhaps another ground force. That's sort of what Love Your Garden is, isn't it?
Kinda, yeah, it is.
Yeah. Do you know
There's
that
so
one?
many
Muck and Magic.
answers. Favourite type of gardening programme was all muck and magic, says Jill Ragg. I don't know. I don't think I've heard of that one.
What's that one? Jacqueline Stagg says, another thought, when you do garden makeovers, give information on how to maintain it looking like that.
Okay, I've got to say, I'm going to get on my high horse now.
Yeah.
This is one of the things that really gets me when I watch some of the garden makeover programmes. Some of them are going to be impossibly hard to maintain. So they look great when they're done, and they do look amazing, and also
they don't fit in with the name
but
of it,
let's not forget also that they do change people's lives, and they're giving people who've been through a really terrible time something amazing, and so that's fab. But I look at some of the plants, and I look at even the hard landscaping, and I just think that's going to be really hard for them to keep that looking as nice as that.
It'd be nice to do a 5 years later program.
Yeah, how's
See
it
how
going
works,
kind of thing.
What goes right, what goes wrong.
So I think based upon all of those answers, what most people are looking for is some real life, reality type gardening, like how it really goes.
Normal gardens, free bed semis,
Yeah.
that sort of jazz. Why did you stop talking? I was just taking a casual picture.
So Michael just held the phone up to take a photograph, and I smiled, which meant I couldn't talk.
You should smile more often.
I know, so sorry about that. Anyway. Hey, it's been lovely chatting to you in my shed.
Yeah.
We've got to get some photographs of these amazing aprons for Natural Grower.
Yes, we are. But don't forget, we've got an episode coming up next week, which is actually all about Mark Lane, who's a presenter on Gardener's World. So we'll be talking about gardening for the less able, which is very interesting and enlightening.
He's such a nice chap as well. Really nice.
Yeah, so if you guys have got any comments in that, like any help or tips for people that are less able, then, hop onto Plant-Based Podcast website or Facebook page and we'll put a few posts up, start that chat rolling.
Awesome.
And you could be featured in the next interactive gossip session, recorded in either a shed, cupboard, greenhouse, because we were re-recording our intro in the wardrobe last week, weren't we?
Actually, in the wardrobe. Literally in the wardrobe.
Honestly, you in confined spaces.
I'm sure there's many people out there very jealous that I shared a space with you inside a wardrobe.
Not when I fart.
This episode of the Plant-Based Podcast is brought to you by our friends at Natural Grower. Launched in 2019, their award-winning liquid fertiliser and soil conditioner is made entirely from maize. Naturally rich in nitrogen, potash, phosphate and other trace elements that plants and vegetables love. It is approved by the Soil Association, Vegan Society and Organic Farmers and Growers. Visit naturalgrower.co.uk to nurture your soil and boost your plants and veg. Enter PBP15 for a 15% discount as a PBP subscriber.